Welcome to the Cole and Dre podcast. I'm Cole.
And this is Dre. What up, world?
What's up, world?
What's happening?
So today I watched this thing. I told Dre about it. Shout out to the guy. What's his name? Glendon Cameron. The Institute of Economic Thought, I think, is his podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking. I watched his podcast today, and he was talking about the American caste system. And if you guys aren't familiar with what a caste system is, it's basically what they have in a lot of different parts of the world. And I think we have it here. So basically what it is if you're born poor, you'll probably most likely end up poor. Those caste systems kill social mobility. And I see that happening right here in the United States. I think we tend to look at Instagram and all of this social media shit, and people look at it from a perspective and like everybody can do it. Everybody wants to be a boss now. Everybody can do it. And I get it a lot, Dre.
Right.
People come to me and ask me to help them set their businesses up and this, that, and the other. And I feel personally I have a problem with it in a lot of times because I know they're not equipped to run a business. I know.
Explain that a little bit.
Well, they're not equipped from the standpoint of understanding business, first of all, okay? They don't have the work ethic, the drive to run a business. I'm not going to even say the smarts because I think intelligence is probably, in my opinion, 20%. Excuse me.
So what do you think is the main ingredient of running a business? For those that don't know, what do you think is the main ingredient of running a business? Because running a business is hard as fuck. I just want to let everybody know that shit's hard. Like, you got to be disciplined and dedicated to that shit to actually want it to make it thrive. So, and once it thrives, you got to be ready for that too. So it's all a process, no matter where you at in business, whether it's small business, big business, it's always a process. So what would you say like the number one ingredient to being a successful business manager, runner of a successful business?
Commitment. You got to be committed to what it is you're doing. And this is where a lot of people lack is commitment. Very few people, whether it be in a relationship, a friendship, a business, whatever the case may be, a lot of people can't make a commitment. So I ain't finna do that with you, Dre. I see you. No. But I think you got to understand the power of
I don't have commitment issues though. Even though I'm 40 and not married, but I don't have commitment issues.
Yeah, that means you comfortable where you at.
Yeah.
But from a business perspective, I've watched you, and I haven't seen you say I'm not gonna make a meeting. I'm not gonna do this. I don't see that on a consistent basis.
Right.
So from a business perspective, you taking care of your business.
And business take time. You ain't always got time for other shit. You got time for business. You ain't got.
And
time
that's
for
one of the
shit.
things I think a lot of people don't get when it comes to business.
Right.
I see people. I do these consultations, and it's like I feel bad at times for taking these guys' money because I'm like, listen, man. I've actually told guys. I've said, listen, you're not gonna make it.
Right.
Because you're not equipped.
But why though? What did you see in him that made you say that?
So I had a guy who bought a couple of trucks.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, he didn't do his homework. You didn't do your due diligence on the trucking business.
You got to understand the business first.
He had no understanding of the business. Well, my cousin said this. My cousin said that. I just bought the trucks because I had the money. So I told him right away, so basically you've been hustling because ain't nobody really made their money legally too much, just throw their goddamn money away.
Right.
When you're on the streets and you just trying to find an avenue, now you just looking for people to work that avenue.
But that's like a sensitive subject to me though, because I've been that dude on the streets looking for any way out to do something different. Didn't know where the hell to start. Didn't know where to go. Obviously that was years ago, but even coming home now, like, I know more people now, so I got a little more references I can refer to. But what do we tell the motherfuckers that got some money that's trying to get out the game and do something different with their bread? Like, how do we get them started? What can we do to help them get started?
Do your homework. The first thing is, what am I really interested in? And I think what people do is look at what's hot. Trucking is hot.
Right.
Medical is hot. Or a podcast is hot. I can get a pharmacy. All of these things that's trendy that may be hot.
Right.
And you can work those things from a longevity standpoint, but I think you have to really do your homework on the business as well as do your homework on the people that you're going to affiliate with, because that affiliation with those people can be, your downfall.
Right.
Or it can be your success. So you have to try to align yourself with the right people. The reason I brought the guy's podcast up is because obviously, I've been writing this book for a year now. I can't seem to just get it right because I understand the power of conditioning, how people are conditioned.
Right, facts.
You take somebody in the ward, right, or in the Bricks Acres home, if they haven't been exposed to things outside of that neighborhood, it's very difficult for you to see, different things. It's hard for you to share a different perspective. Man, them white folks ain't gonna let you do that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, when people say shit like that to me, it be
that's
like,
that
damn,
plantation
for
mentality,
real?
though. Like, you know
What
saying?
they got to do with it?
Right, that's that plantation mentality. Like I said, I used to be like, okay, information, but now I feel like information is unlocked to everybody. Now I feel like it's you might not have the connection, but you had information, like you said, to learn the process.
Right.
You know
Information ain't power. Information is just information.
It's just information.
Knowledge is not power. It's just knowledge.
Right.
It's only the application of the information and knowledge that you have that makes it powerful. So one of the things that happens too, as you grow, your expectations change. See, I expect to be treated different. I expect certain things. I feel like I'm that guy. I'm just being real. I expect that. I'm a little cocky.
What we always say, I'm perfect.
Oh, I'm definitely perfect. You know what I mean? I don't know what's wrong with everybody else. You know what I mean? When they don't see, I know what it is. They don't see. It's hard for them to see a perfect specimen and say, damn, because I know. I'm just. Let me look at the camera. I know. These niggas out here trying to poke and find a flaw in me. I'm sorry, man. I ain't gonna give it to you. You can shoot dice over the phone with me, homie. I'm real like that.
Yo, that's some crazy shit. You told me that shit years ago. You can shoot
dice over the phone with me, nigga. I'm just real like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard because at the end of the day, one thing that's gonna happen when you look in that mirror, you got to deal with that reflection staring back, and you know if you full of shit or not. You know if you ain't real. You know if you a rat. You know if you a sucker. You know everything about you. When you look in that mirror and you see what's staring back, you can't run from that person. Absolutely. So let me give y'all my breakdown. I done did it before, but I learned it in the 6th grade. Never, ever forgot it. Myself. So, Dre.
Let's hear it.
I have to live with myself, and so I want to be fit for myself to know. I want to be able, as days go by, always to look myself straight in the eye. I don't want to stand with the setting sun and hate myself for the things I've done. I want to go out with my head erect. I want to deserve all man's respect. For here in the struggle for fame and self, I want to be able to like myself. I don't want to look at myself and know I'm a bluster, a bluff, and an empty show. I never can hide myself from me. I see what others may never see. I know what others may never know. I have to live with myself, and so whatever happens, I want to be self-respecting and conscience-free. So I ain't going to do nothing that I can't look a nigga in the eye and say, I did that.
My nigga.
Real. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to clap, nigga. No, that's real.
You know I got it. I'm a fan of good work, like you said.
I'm just going to be real with it. It's certain things, like, I think everybody have weaknesses. Like for me, I don't smoke. I rarely have a drink. I don't do no drugs. I've always said my habit was women. You know what I mean? That was a habit. That was something that I just enjoyed. Just a bunch of different women. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
You thought a bunch of women was the coolest thing ever?
Well, I think it was. Yeah, I mean, at one time I thought it made me feel a sense of empowerment. I don't know why.
Okay.
That's crazy. Now that I think about it, I don't know what I was getting out of it. Well, I do know what I was getting out of it at the time, but.
They might call you a narcissist nowadays, like
Yeah, I definitely would agree with. I think everybody has some form of narcissistic behavior, right?
Okay.
But
men and women, though, right?
Definitely women, women.
Just making sure.
For sure with women, and it's always amazing with women because we're gonna stick to the script, but a lot of times women will call, men these dogs and have these low expectations of a man, and a lot of times those expectations are based on them knowing they ain't shit themselves. You know what I mean? They know the shit they do. A man can't be a dog without cheating with a cat. Had this nigga been looking in my mirror?
Huh? Had this nigga been looking at me in my mirror?
So, I mean, like I said it before, women always tell you about the relationships they've been in, the boyfriends they had. They don't tell you about the nigga at the club. They don't tell you about the nigga they met on vacation. Or the nigga they met going to the bathroom and just pull their dress up. They never tell you about that. That don't count.
The little sexcapades.
Yeah, the little sexcapades. I mean,
we got a lot of sexcapades.
Everybody's had them.
Yeah, everybody.
You know what I mean? But
I don't hold nobody, to no standards. So I understand everybody got their shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, do your shit how you do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right.
So back to the lecture at hand.
Let's get it.
So it was very interesting. One of the things the guy was talking about, and I've had the exact conversation. I think is why it struck me so much. He talked about George W. Bush becoming president and being a C student. But the key to it is like, Dre, you've met people that, most people never get a chance to get next to. You know what I mean? So have I.
Facts.
And I think for me, I've told a story. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but Denzel Washington was eating at my grandmother's house, and I thought I wanted to be an actor at one time, right? And I'm talking to this man. We sitting down at the table, and guess what he told me? You should talk to your cousin. You should talk to Jay about that. He could help you far better than I can. So a lot of times a prophet is not known in his own home. So I bought that to say that. See, I've been through Jay. I've been able to access his network, and then I've been able to put my own network together. Through Slim, you've been able to access a network, and through Shy and Rico and all of these people, even though you was gone, it was easy for you to snap back because you had a network in place.
Yes, sir.
That you could, you know what I'm saying, whether it be, what's your boy Corey and all these guys who, who it's not about as much how much money they got. It's about, can you access that network?
Right, with a service or with
can I add some value to this network that I have? And when you can do that, then that's power. The problem is you take somebody that's in the ghetto, in the average hood around the country. You got like the dude said, you got they family members, they mom and dad is showing them, well, let me show you how to get food stamps. Let me show you how to dumb down your income to get welfare. Please don't show me that. I don't ever want to learn, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to learn, man. I got to make something happen.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what we had a conversation about today with my homies. We was talking, like, so where does it stop though? Like, we know all these things. This is what's putting the cap on. I'm gonna say life. That's maybe you putting the cap on life with this mindset, right? If I'm just gonna learn how to get food, so I'm gonna learn how to do this. Where do we break that fucking chain at? Where does that chain to be broken? How do we change that mindset? How do we change that belief of this is how it's supposed to go? This is the only way out, or this is the only way to have a successful life, whether it be being comfortable enough to pay your bills, whatever it is, your assistance from the government, whatever it is. Where do we break that chain at?
Inspiration. I think what happens is, for you,
right?
You've been going, you and Slim and Rico, all of y'all go back, 97, 98, or even further? Okay.
Yeah, well, me and Rico a little bit further than that, yeah.
So when you see somebody that become successful or do something different, it doesn't seem as far-fetched.
Right.
So for me to see my cousin, who I done slept on the floor with, you know what I mean, and dump rats off the rat trap with, you know what I'm saying? Shit. When I see him, you know what I mean, got house in Vegas, L.A., Houston, Livingston, Louisiana. I see this man got a $50 million real estate portfolio. To me, it's doable because it's somebody I know.
Facts.
A lot of times, those people on TV and Instagram that you don't know, a lot of times it's a gap between, the gap is way here. But when it's somebody it's like here. And it's not like, because no matter what nobody say, we all compare ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
Okay? So you can say, but damn, he ain't that smart, man. If he can do it, I can do it. But there are a lot of intangibles that all successful people possess certain principles.
Right.
One of them is they disciplined, they self-educated, most of them are well-spoken, and they got to be well-spoken through that being self-educated or just being educated.
Absolutely.
What other qualities? Tell me some more qualities.
I mean, because I'm just sitting there thinking about what you just said, like, being able to see Jay, knowing what Jay come from, to see what Jay at now, and you taking something like, man, I can go do that because I was,
Yeah. I've never been envious. I was always inspired.
But that was my next statement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll see somebody bust a move like, man, I can't believe this nigga did that, or I can't believe this dude did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, why not? Like,
well, I think,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always had the mindset, like, okay, like you said, if he can do it, man, let me think about that. I probably can do that too.
Yeah.
Or let me get with dude, man. How, give me the blue. Or maybe I want to do it like this here, but it's my own thing still. Not quite like how you did it, but hey, he kicked that door down for me. I can walk through it now because that motherfucker wide open. You know what I'm saying? So I've always had that mindset, but relaying that message to others and getting everybody on one accord to have that kind of mindset, to not be envious of somebody. We've talked about this before. To not be envious of motherfuckers and just like, learn to clap your hands and be proud of a motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Pat him up on the back and push somebody to be great. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think we don't push the motherfuckers that make it to be great. And then the motherfuckers that make it, they feel like they got to get away and don't want to be back. You know what I'm saying? I understand the get away part.
Disagree. Then this is where me and you done had this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel, though.
It's not that they want to get away. My value system has changed. My mindset has changed. So I would love to help you if you're willing to come with me. And you know what I mean? If you're willing to come with me, if you're willing to read, if I give you a book, are you willing to read it? If I tell you here's what you need to do, are you willing to do it? So what happens is, it's not a matter of I'm getting away. I have to be around. Think about it.
No, I get where you're going with that.
Okay.
I see the side, but this is what I'm saying. Like you said, one of the key to being successful is inspiration. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you made it from where I'm from and I never see you again, like and I just happen to make it, what does that place me when he got away? I'm never coming back either.
Oh yeah,
like, you know
I disagree with that part.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, though, like, but you see where I'm going with this? I'm not saying that you shouldn't grow and move away, and but what I'm saying is to get that inspiration for those who've made it. Like, do y'all show your face? Are you involved? Are you engaged? Do you have a team of people that's engaged? Like, I'm engaged in my community. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know what's going on in my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I deal with the kids. I deal with, I take on some of the trauma that they've taken on, like some of the situations they've dealt with that I've dealt with as a kid coming from that same place. So what I'm saying is this: they get to see me, touch me, but I'm not as big as others. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm saying for those that make it, like, what is the responsibility to those people after you? How about that? That a better question?
That's a better question.
What is the responsibility? Like, what?
I think we all have a responsibility to make ourselves accessible, because I think inspiration is the greatest thing we can give. It ain't money. If you can inspire somebody to become you or surpass you, then that's it. And you go back to, it's so funny because if you take a look back in the 80s in our era, right? Well, you were a little younger, but it was so many, the rap dudes was all rapping about, the street dudes was the stars because the rap dudes wasn't really making no money like that.
Right.
But now, those guys who really wasn't making no money because they've been so consistent to portray their craft and consistently make their craft better, now you got dudes in the street everybody want to be a rapper, and the rappers are setting the trends. So, and the reason I bought that particular thing about is because Killer Calleon said something that I just haven't got over, and I'm trying to.
Shout out to Blucker, man. What up, Killer?
I'm trying to dissect what he, dissected. He said that, these rappers, and I think people don't realize how huge hip hop is until you get off the shores of the United States. Mm. When you get out here, I was in Israel, in Haifa, Israel. I never forget, man. And I'm like, damn, I'm looking around this club like, they playing all our music.
Right.
Like, I was blown away. And, you go to different parts of the world. I've been in Egypt, and I'm in a club in Egypt, and they playing the Ghetto Boys. Fuck me up. Like,
but you know what?
Damn.
What kills me with that, I hear what you're saying, what kills me that we got spots in Houston that don't even want black people in there, but they playing every black song you can think of. The grime is the black song.
I was riding down Washington, man.
So,
I had one of the homies. Shout out to Skurlock. Me and him riding. I'm taking him around the city, and it's a few little, mixed clubs or white, just predominantly white clubs, and they playing nothing but hip hop. Mm-hmm. And I think hip hop. I don't know if it was Puffy or Jay-Z or who said it, but I do feel like hip hop has probably done just as much for if not more than the civil rights movement did itself. Music joins people together.
That's a big statement, though.
Well, music gives inspiration.
I'm with you. I just never heard it like
even
that.
If you go back to the Motown days, they had whites over here, blacks over here, but you had everybody in the same concert. Mm-hmm. So when you get that exposure, now that we look at each other in these environments, we can say, now we can look at our commonalities. We both like the same music. That's a start for a conversation. Now, the conversation can kind of go left as we talk and one is not as educated as another. So it's like you hanging out in the hood, right?
Right.
Or me hanging out in the hood. There's certain conversations I'm not going to have.
Right.
Because it's not because I'm better than anybody. It's just a situation where I'm mindful not to overtalk these guys or try to make anybody feel beneath me. Now if somebody asks me a question and brings something up, obviously I'm going to give you all the game.
Why do you think you do that, though? Why do you think you do that? Because I do that, too. Why do you think you do that? 'Cause I did it in prison too, especially in prison. I did it more in prison than ever. But I've never been like a bashful, boastful guy. Like when it comes to possession and shit like that, I don't really talk about.
I'm
that
not
stuff.
like that. You know what I mean?
I don't talk about that, but like in prison, it'd be dudes sharing a story, and I'd be like, man, I can't tell this story. They not gonna believe this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because based on their level of excitement of their story, I'm like, yeah, if I tell this story that's similar to that story, but with these people involved, it's gonna be different.
I didn't know that at first. When I first got to prison, I didn't know that.
Nah, I
I
got it from day one because I'm gonna cut you off, but I remember sitting in the TV room, in the day room. I'm sorry, when I was in Baltimore, just listening to them dudes talk, and I was like, a lot of you cats ain't even left Baltimore. Like a lot of you cats ain't even left the area. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then just getting back to, you know, Oklahoma, different spots like that, I'm just realizing, like, a lot of dudes in here with more time than me and ain't did a lot of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen to me, man.
And it was just wild to me, like, shit.
This was really hard for me to fathom when I first got locked up. I thought I'm in the feds, so everybody here done had some money and everybody here had some exposure, you know. And that's not the case.
No.
And I think one of the things that really got me, I never gave me enough credit. I can honestly say that now, because, like I said, I've never been envious of Jay or in competition with him, but I always set the bar here because I knew it was possible.
Yeah.
So me getting a few $1 million was nothing because I was so far off from where he was at.
Right.
So I couldn't even relish in my own accomplishments.
Right.
You know, I remember we was in Vegas one time, you know, me and Steve Francis and Jay and, you know,
Steve-O, man. Oh, Steve.
California. I don't know if Cali was in there. We was in this limo, you know. And it's funny because we got out, you know, I think we got out, we pulled up at the MGM and, you know, we all get out and shit, I felt like I was one of them, you know what I mean? And like, I ain't playing in no leagues on teams with Steve. I ain't get this from no settlement that I didn't receive. Please believe. The world ain't seen too many me's. You know, but it's funny, but I only felt that way because of the network that I've been allotted to.
The company you keep.
Yes, through Jay, you know what I mean? And that's been huge. And so whether you know it or not, you got niggas who feel like, well, you think you too good or you think you better. And it's not, it ain't even that way, you know what I mean? You just, so to answer your question, the reason is you can't share those stories because a lot of times it breeds jealousy and envy hearted.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but to stay on the subject, I think, you know, I saw something. I think I told you about this, right? Did we talk about this last? Well, we've talked about it before. I saw one of the most beautiful women at the bus stop, and I couldn't believe it, man. I just was blown away. And I just asked myself, like, damn.
Why the fuck is she walking?
It's just like, man, what this is a crazy picture to me, you know, like,
right.
Like, wow.
I remember days where I've actually hollered at a chick walking before. I would never do that nowadays, but I've actually hollered at a chick walking before.
Oh, everybody done did it. You know what I'm saying?
This was years ago, but like years ago.
But now your expectations are different because you've been exposed.
Because if I see a bad bitch walking, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Why is she walking? Is her car in the shop? I want to know.
And that's. I mean, I was really like, I almost wanted to just say, man, are you okay? Like, why are you sitting at the bus stop? You know, baby, I didn't do it. I love you, girl. Don't, you know, she'll be tripping with me.
Are you okay?
But it's just, so, what was I saying?
Saw a bad bitch at the bus stop. What you did?
Oh yeah, she was pointing at Travis and throwing me off. So I kind of like what Travis done did over there.
He gone.
Yeah, he probably would. I ain't gonna do him that way. So you know, but like what I think. I haven't. He brought up a documentary that's on YouTube called "The Wonderful Whites." I think he said. I haven't, from West Virginia, and it made me think about this.
You yawning and shit got me yawning and
yes,
shit.
Yes,
now you got me yawning and shit.
It's all good.
I don't want motherfuckers. What you mean yawning? He had me yawning. Shit.
We gonna cut it out. We don't cut nothing out. Shit. It is what it is.
It was one time I was on this motherfucking out young and I was trying to hold that bitch. I'm gonna be like, trying to hold her young. That's a fucked up feeling.
Yeah, don't do that. So
it's late in this bitch night. Normally we daytime action, but
yeah,
this bitch a little late.
You switched up because you taking care of your business.
Yeah, taking care of business.
This is fun, and we working on this shit. Yeah. This is some growth shit. We understand that this shit probably ain't gonna pay until a year down the line. or 18 months. And this is the thing that most people don't have that stick-to-itiveness to follow through.
You got to be able to trust the process.
Though. Yeah, you got to trust the process. This is putting the work in.
Absolutely.
So, but once whites and blacks, no matter Mexicans, whoever, once poor people realize they all poor, and what white people have done is brainwash poor white people like you still better than the richest black man.
Oh yeah, no question.
You know what I mean?
But you saw that with the Trump thing, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what he dug out the swamp. He had all the.
And you still better than them niggas.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying?
Oh, those black guys are terrible. Those.
Absolutely.
But
they took a pride in their skin color, like, you know what I'm saying? I can look at that and take a positive out of it, because like I love being black, bro. I don't want to be nothing else but a black man. Like, I love being black. Like,
I think
you know
you should. I think everybody should be proud of their own race. But I have a theory behind why white men fear black men, right? And
if you watch the news sometimes, shit, I feel us too. You saw the fucking news sometimes. Shit.
Well, yeah. I mean,
they make us. They put all the bullshit.
The news is subjective.
It is very subjective.
It's extremely subjective.
Absolutely.
Because they have the opportunity to choose what they run.
Absolutely.
So if they started running nothing but meth heads and showing that this is more of a white drug and a white problem, then you would look at things differently.
Absolutely.
It's subjective. But now let's take a look at this, right? Why do they really fear us? Why do you think white men fear us? You saying, you know, maybe it's because we violent. Maybe they built the NFL, they built the NBA. Hell, they bred us like goddamn animals. They genetically bred us to be big and strong, to go out in the goddamn field and pick cotton. So they didn't know 100 years later, 200 years later, we were going to be getting millions of dollars on the football field and the basketball field and be bigger and stronger because y'all genetically bred us. But here's the thing. I'm asking you, why?
Was that an accident or was it by design because they saw this shit coming?
Oh, no, they didn't see it coming. It was definitely an accident because they were breeding us based on the fact of, you know, big and strong to be able to work their plantations. Now, let's take a look at it from this perspective. This is another thing that a lot of black men don't know, where our behavior comes from. And you can go back and check this, you know. The biggest, strongest dude had the right to fuck everything in the stable. So everybody wanted to be him. Can you imagine? Travis bigger than me and you, so he get the fuck and we don't? You know what I mean? Can you imagine that? Just think about that. Because they want bigger people. They want bigger, stronger. He look like he bigger and stronger, right?
So how we take Travis, probably got to take him out?
Huh?
That's what the mentality they create.
This is the mentality.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you think about it, because Travis get to fuck your girl.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he bigger. Master told him to come over here and impregnate her.
That's wild.
So now we all want to be players.
They say you gonna hug her too.
So now that's that mentality that we all want to be players, man. And we don't know where that came from.
So you saying black men used to hitting the whole stable? That's why we do what we do.
Really and truly, yes. Yes.
So it's embedded in us, right?
It's embedded in us from a long. I mean, it's crazy, man. It goes all the way back to slavery.
Okay, so okay.
People got free. I want to be like Travis. Travis got to fuck 20 of them.
Okay, well, yeah.
So do I.
So we all traumatized by victim of circumstance that our ancestors went through that was passed on us.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But I need you to answer the question. Why do other races fear black men?
I don't know. I say because they watch the news. I don't fucking know. I don't really know.
We are the only race that can wipe out every race. We have.
I feel like I've heard that.
Our genetic pigmentation can wipe out every race. I saw this with my own eyes. One of my partners, I'm not gonna call his name because I don't know how he feel about that. But guy I was in the Navy with, he had a baby with this white girl, right? And I saw this picture. Okay, his daughter, beautiful daughter, man. His daughter married a black man. They're sitting there with their grandparents, the white girl grandparents. They took a picture. They the only white people in the picture. Them and their daughter. Nobody else exists. In one generation, have wiped their genetics clean. I looked at that picture, and that's what I saw in the picture. And I asked everybody, "What do you?"
Like I said, it all makes sense because they try to keep the lie alive. They do everything to, to separate us, to not let us, because it used to be a crime. Well, matter of fact, in Virginia, they're still against a lot of interracial marriages.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
No,
too many of them niggas down there messing with white
That's what I'm
girls.
saying. They trying to either stop it now or go back to law that they already had written. Yeah, it's
I don't
definitely
believe
real.
that, Dre.
I
gotta check
I don't
that
have the details, so don't quote me. But I believe that.
Y'all know I ain't gonna let Dre just tell y'all no bullshit, right?
I don't want to tell y'all no bullshit.
I ain't gonna let him get that off. We're gonna have to check that out.
No bullshit.
We will fact find that.
But we live in Texas. We are on.
Yeah, we're gonna fact find that. But now here's the other thing about this caste system that's really happening that he didn't mention, and the men you've talked about it. If you take a look at the NBA in the 70s and early 80s, most of those players were our color.
70s and early 80s.
They were dark-skinned players.
You think so? In the NBA? The NBA was kind of white.
Just
the ABA wasn't black, but the NBA was kind of white.
Just look at it. Just go back.
Okay.
So I mean, the NBA wasn't white. It was white because you had the Boston Celtics showing up in the finals damn near every other year.
That was the 60s though.
No, that was they. I think they won 2 in the 80s, and
they won 3 in the 80s.
They won 3 in the 80s.
Yeah.
But how many times did they make it in the 80s? They made it 5 times in the 80s. So you had a chance to see Bird, McHale, who was it? Bird, McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge. Was that they starting 5?
I don't think Danny started.
No, Bill Walton wasn't there no more. But you had a chance to see predominantly.
Bill Walton was on the early championship teams. He won.
Right.
Did he win? No,
but you had a chance to see those white players. But what's happening now is you have so many of these guys that have become successful athletes and still they mixing with white girls. So if you look at the NBA, how many Klay Thomas and Steph Currys you see? You see a lot of them.
But Steph mama black though.
Is she really?
Yeah, she look black.
I think she's white.
I think she's black. Not sure.
Really? Okay. But it's a lot of Klay Thompsons there.
No, I see where you're going with this.
I think another thing on this caste system is if you take a look at.
So you saying our DNA is so strong we breed black babies, and whether it be white girl, whatever kind of woman, it's gonna be a black baby if it's a black baby.
Absolutely. If you have a baby with a white girl, right, and then that same your child has a baby with a black man, the white person is gone in one generation. Just like that, they gone. One generation, they gone. So think about that.
So you're really saying, so are you telling people to go get white girls so we can end the white race?
Man, I'm all for
that's the way to end white supremacy. We just wipe them out.
I'm all about go get who you love, man. If you love them, you get them.
But I'm just saying to wipe this bullshit out. Just go make your little Klay Thompson. That's what you tell me.
You tell that Klay to get him a black woman. Oh, God damn.
You gonna get canceled.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are by Dre.
I was just asking the question, like,
oh, shit.
Knowledge is, just knowledge. I just want to know.
So, this is the thing, though, and we're gonna wrap it up on here.
Yeah,
We've talked about it before, man. Think about this. If you can't afford to send your kid or put your kid on an AAU team or a little league football team that's, they got AAU football teams. Mm-hmm. If you can't afford, because this shit is high. These kids traveling everywhere.
Like a motherfucker.
If you can't afford it,
high back then, so I
don't care how talented you are. You most likely not going to make it.
Well, some of the talented kids, they're going to get a sponsorship. Or the teams
they better be very
Or the teams that shit. In basketball, definitely. Baseball, definitely. If you're good enough, they'll flaunt you. Somebody's parent got it.
I agree. Somebody's parents got it.
Matter of fact, we might have one of them kids that couldn't afford it, so somebody sponsored me when you couldn't. Okay. So shit, but it wasn't, like I said, times are different now, but hell yeah. That's why you see so many stories of dudes going to the NFL coming from a broken family, but they be living with these white folks too. They got the talent. They took them in. They ain't taking no bums in, so.
Definitely ain't. They ain't taking your bum ass in.
Right.
So Dre just told y'all how to wipe out the white race. I don't know if I want to go that route with it, but
that's what you said. I was just trying to get
That's not what I said. That is not what I said.
You said
that is not what I said.
You said if you hit a white girl and have a baby by the white girl and your baby have a baby by, and you said that's the way to wipe out the white race.
I did not say that. I said that's what would happen. I didn't say that's the way I didn't say that's how we supposed to systematically wipe out the fucking race. That's not what I said. I said
you didn't say systematically go do it, but you said that's the way to do it. So we just gave the blueprint on how to end
white supremacy.
White supremacy.
Wow.
You heard it here first, baby.
I don't know. Can we name the title of that, How to End White Supremacy?
You definitely ain't know how to end white supremacy because we got the blueprint.
And we probably lose our channel. We just getting started.
Nah, we going to get the backlash from the black people, though. Black people like, nah, they selling out. They telling people to go kill white girls.
Oh, God.
I was just saying. That's
I never thought of it that way.
See, so you got to be politically correct in today's America.
But I don't know if that's. Well, there's nothing politically correct about what you just said.
You said it.
No, I didn't say it like that, Dre. I did not say it like that. Travis, did I say it like that?
You gonna have these dudes out here stalking these white girls trying to cut them down.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He terrible.
Okay.
Terrible. We're going to rewind this tape after the show.
Yeah,
I want to see this.
We might have to edit this because I don't know.
How to end?
You're going to get us canceled already, man.
Oh, man, this man hit
Wow.
Well, fuck it. Now we ain't got to march and ride no more. We can do it like that.
Wow. Okay.
Damn,
so
what? Fuck
we
it.
Gonna think about that one, man. Cause
fuck it.
we trying to get some traction with the show, man. And Dre trying to get us canceled early.
White people don't pay us no mind.
YouTube do. They got an algorithm. What is them niggas saying over there? Is that hate? Oh my God. No, it is not hate. It's love. You should love whoever you want to love.
Fucking YouTube.
You should do whoever you want to do. It don't matter what color they is.
YouTube should want to end white supremacy, though.
Yes, I agree.
They probably with the
But
shit.
now, if we end white supremacy, does that make it black supremacy?
You know it is. It's gonna be brothers. We gonna rep.
Oh.
But I think we'll do it the right way if there is such thing.
Okay, so thank y'all for tuning in.
It's just opinions, man.
We're going to. This is one we never edit our shows like that. I mean, we just straight.
No.
This might be one we got to go back and look at and edit. You know what? That's your Instagram tag.
That's what we know.
How to end white supremacy. That's our Instagram tag.
I mean, all right.
We're gonna see what Instagram say about it.
All right. You got your guns ready? Because the white boys they coming gunning for.
I ain't saying it. I'm saying I said love who you want to love.
No, you said.
Have you ever had some bad pussy?
Huh?
Have you had some bad pussy? Whether it be white, Mexican, Filipino, Chinese, whatever the case may be.
That's a good question.
I told you, if God made anything better than pussy, he kept it for himself. That is good. That's something. They have something great. Anyway.
Pussy be trying to control you, though. I ain't with the control shit.
Yeah?
Leave me look.
They try to control you with it?
Yeah, pussy try to control people. They try to control the pussy.
Well, I think it's a choice. I think any woman has the right to choose when they give it to you.
They should.
But I think they should always make the choice to do it at will. I think if a man asks, you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man.
Especially a perfect man like me and you.
Right. Yeah. And this is the crazy part. Now, this is the crazy part. We wrap it up for real. But I cannot figure out for the life of me why a woman can say, I'm, no, or not now, but if you do it, man, you bet now. Oh, well, where you been? Who you with? You know what?
You don't love me.
Oh, you don't love me. Hey, I'm like, I can't get tired. Yeah. But you hold on to that good, sweet. Thank you, God.
It sounds like it got you hooked, bro. You okay? You okay? He over here fucked up. He okay? Yeah.
I'm going to be like Uncle Ruckus. The white woman. I love the black woman, though.
You're going to have white women all over the world trying to boycott our show, bro.
No, I went like 3.5 years and didn't talk to a black woman, like literally.
Really?
Yes. I probably had over 100 white girls at that time. Because they were white girls were telling me shit that I had never heard before.
Like what?
Like, I give you a blowjob, but I'm not going to have sex with you.
Okay. That's big. I learned that in high school, too.
I'm like, okay. You rock, dude.
Yeah, I never
Girl,
forget.
You're great.
It was my senior year in high school. I was in geometry class.
Really?
And my homeboy, Kurt Cobb, I'll never forget Kurt, motherfucking ass. He was like, my girl gave me a blowjob and she don't want to give me that. I'm like, you got a blowjob? And like, nigga, fuck the pussy. So,
I had that happen often. So that was kind of one of them things. And you
this was 1997, too, so it was a little different.
Yeah, well, this was in the early 90s for me. This was like 1990, 1991, like I just couldn't believe how often that was because they didn't consider that having sex, at the time. Like, so I was like, Shit, and they were swallowing to us like, oh my God, you are awesome.
So my question to y'all, no, I'm not gonna ask that question.
Don't need sex with you. We're never gonna have sex. It's okay.
It's great. Be a virgin.
Yeah, you keep your virginity. Wait for your man.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. Okay, listen. So we actually leaving, but I got this question for you, Dre.
Me?
Yes, I had this question for you, right?
Not for Travis? Oh,
so no, it's for you. So You know what, Travis, you can do. So I had one of my partners, man, 5-0. He's from Hawaii. We call him 5-0, Fuey Mano, man. R.I.P. to the big homie Fuey Mano, man. He died in a car wreck, man. He said he would sit up and he'd be looking at his wife and he would just get pissed off and he would throw something and hit her. Or he'd slap the shit out of her. I say, why would you do that? He said, because I'm sitting there thinking about how many dicks you sucked before me.
What the fuck? See, man, you be on bullshit. We can't hear that fucking notes. That's some bullshit.
Hold on, so let me tell you what. I came up with this subject. So you kind of throw it off like that if your girl couldn't do a porn scene, well, not a porn scene, a movie scene where she had a sex scene. That tells me you would be like that. That's why I brought it up. Because before we got on, Dre said if he was dating an actress and she did a sex scene, you know, with a dude just actually hitting her on the cheek, you know what I mean, not really in there, he couldn't deal with it. But this is her profession. She's a professional.
That ain't what was said, but okay. What was said, the question was presented to me. If I dated an actress, how would I feel about this and that? I said, I've never dated an actress, so I don't know what I would feel like. I said, right now, today, I probably wouldn't be, because it'd be a motherfucker like your little horny ass.
He's lying. Anyway, so hey, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in, man.
We got the tape.
Listen, man, we're not gonna do that, Dre, because we have the tape. We have the tape on things that we probably. I'm okay with it. Anyway, listen, we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna throw Dre under the bus. So listen, man. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Thanks for the support, man.
Appreciate
make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, that like button, the notification bell.
Let everybody know
comments, man.
Bullshit.
We seem like our subscribers are growing, but y'all ain't hitting these. Y'all ain't clicking that notification bell and supporting them. Make sure y'all do that, man.
So how the fuck do they leave comments on the TV? Because I've never figured that out. Because I be, looking at TV.
It's all. I don't
know either. I think it's from the phone, right?
It's just on the thing. You talking about it on the TV?
Well, like and subscribe, goddamn, and leave some comments.
I don't know. That's interesting. Y'all tell us, how do you do that? Anyway, with all that being said, as y'all found out again today, Dre stay on bullshit.
No,
I did not say anything about.
You just told everybody how to end white supremacy.
No.
It's a great show.
What I said was, and let me clarify myself again.
Nope.
What I said was, the reason most racists fear us is because we are the one race that can annihilate every other race genetically, and that's to be feared. Because obviously, this is not a theory. This is a fact. 99% of the times when you mix a black ass nigga like me with a white girl, Mexican, Asian, they gonna come out pretty black like me. That's what it is. Now, with all that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Cole.
And this is Dre. We out.
Peace. All right, we out.
Hey man, what time it is, man? Hey, relentless. Hey, relentless. Hey. Hey, Cole, boss straight, 2 mother, watch them out. No cap, all facts like what you talking about. Boy, listen and pay attention to what we talking about. We can show you how to make 100,000.